Hello, welcome back to Reliquia Park. Alright, last episode I think we finished the shard area, I think? The shard secret. So now we're moving on. The next section to do is glyphs. And so let's just input the glyph secret code and we'll see what happens then. Okay, we might be hitting like around the end of the game soon. So just about 2 more sections. We're gonna say that hopefully nothing goes wrong, and at most we spent 4 episodes on these last 2 areas. Alright, the glyph secret is 7 triangle plus n bolt. Okay. 7 triangle plus n bolt. Alright, the secret for glyphs. It is here that we lay our memories to rest. Of these 4 trials, there are only 4 trials here. Alright, so same warning as always. These abyss levels can be unfriendly, unbalanced, and experimental, also completely optional. Alright, so the rules of glyphs. There are a lot of purple squares here. The rules of glyphs are that all purple squares must have a glyph in them, or all glyphs must be on purple squares. That is the first rule. The second rule is any row of 3 created by glyphs must either have the same attribute, must have all completely identical attributes, or all different attributes. So here it looks like it is put every glyph into a purple square. So an example of that, would work is something like you know, let's see. Okay, this is really tough to find, but I can't find one that works right now. This works. This doesn't work, but you can see here that there are a few attributes a glyph can have. A glyph can have a shape, it can have a color, it can have a tally mark, so how many markings are below it, and eventually you'll also find it can have marks on the sides. But right now we're only working with tally marks, colors, and shapes. So actually there are a lot of valid paired sets already. Like this is a valid pair because the colors are all the same, the shapes are all the same, and the numbers are all different. So they must either all be the same or all be different. So this would in theory work for all 4 sets here, except that these 3 do not form a valid set. They are not all different colors or same color. So we need to find ways to pair these up. And well, I guess there are only two gray shapes, right? Yeah, these are all considered to be black shapes because if you compare, so we're only having 2 gray shapes. This means that you can't find a set that are all the same color in terms of gray, although you could do that for black or white. You can't do that for gray, meaning that once again these 2 can't be the same, can't be in the same group. And in fact, they must be in different groups, all of which are based on different color. There's also a single plus here. There are no other pluses, so this must be in a group of different shapes. It's also a 0, so it could be something like this. I guess this is one valid set. We should also know that sets can overlap, so something actually like this would be valid if I just drop this down here. This would be a valid set as well because they are the same number of tally marks but different color and different shape. So maybe the goal here is to preserve as many existing sets as possible, right? So if we took all of our existing sets right now, I took one from the white and the one from something else. I guess a good quality of life thing is that the purple squares will light up when you have a complete set, so you don't have to just keep staring to figure out if it is or not. Alright, so suppose this plus sign could mean a lot of things. there are a total of 15, right? So it's either 5 sets of 3. And here I can sort of see how 5 sets of 3 might work. So it could be 1 set in each row, forming 2 sets down the middle. The 2 sets that converge in the center clue over here. But that's ideal. I'm not sure if that's, you know, the correct way of doing this. I don't know how you go about finding, you know, logicking your way through this besides just finding a possible solution. Besides the fact that the O and the 1 are not in the same group, the gray circle and gray eye, and also that the gray circle and gray eye are in groups of different colors. As for telemarks, okay, I see. As for telemarks, we notice that you can't have all the 2s be together because the colors are not all the same or different. So the 2s must all be in their own groups. And being in their own groups, they must be with a 1 and a 0. And because they must be with a 1, there must exist one of these 1s that connect with it. And so what I'm thinking is, can we first pair these already? And I guess right now this would work, but they also need a 0 to accompany them. I guess the most obvious one is the one that already exists here. But if we were to suppose those 3 that exist already, that leaves these 3 circles. Can we form groups of these 3 circles? I don't think the answer is yes, actually. And the reason is because how would these 3 circles interact with these? Right? You don't have any black, so they'll have to be the same color. You can't form sets of 3 distinct colors. So, unfortunately, this is not just it. In fact, this probably means that I would like to maybe use the grey shapes instead of the black shapes as placeholders. So something like this. Wait, no, those are both 2s. Oops. Something like this instead. That's one valid shape, one valid set that I can form with a grey eye. Next, with a circle, can I do anything with that? I can form a shape like this. That's valid. I mean, okay, that would also leave these 2 eyes with these two 1 tallies with these 2 tallies. Yeah. Okay. If I put the O's together, the last one has to be this, but I feel like that fails. Yeah, if you look at that, how would you finish this set? You couldn't, so there has to be a swap. And I think the only swap you can make is something like this. Any other swap is basically the same thing. Okay, so the problem with this is that you need a grey plus, which doesn't exist. So I don't know how that would work. Is there anything else I can do that doesn't require grey plus? Maybe I take this instead. Does this work? I can put a white eye in the center. A white eye in there. So if these 2 are together, then I need a... Well, I need a black plus which doesn't exist. So... No, but... I was gonna say putting this here... There's also a black plus. Wait, hold on. All the eyes are black at the moment. This here? No, cause yeah, that, I guess okay. I guess I can do this. Yeah, all right, fair enough. This is still ideal, and same for this. The issue is that this requires a black circle though, so I guess that's something you can do. And black circle can actually form a set like this. So this could be our middle line actually. The problem with this being a middle line is that this being a middle line basically just breaks the 2 other sets we've done. Because every set from here on out has to use the middle line. So you gotta think about, is this the only middle line I can make? And, you know, maybe it is. It's convenient enough to accommodate the plus. But then something we need to go down here, and I don't know what would go down here. Because you just need more circles. In fact, yeah, circles have to form their own group. So, okay, so maybe the plus is in the center, because that allows you to form the most groups. You know. And if I were to form 4 groups with a plus, like this, how many more groups can I form? I can form 3 more groups. Yeah, I can form 3 more groups potentially. Okay. That's fair. So let's try forming as many groups with this plus as plausible. So with this plus, we start off with a black circle, right? And a grey eye. We can do the opposite. We can do a white eye and... Sorry, a black eye and a white circle. We know the white circle is always a 0, so the eye is supposed to be a 0. Okay. And I don't think the alter matters here. If it does, it will require like a lot of stacking. Actually, it might, because we're looking for the extremities. Okay, I can see how this might act as a bridge between groups, right? Which I'm not sure how that might work. Maybe it's a different bridge. Oh, wait, no, this is not white. This is, I said 1 black eye and 1 grey circle to follow the same pattern as the other side, and we use the eyes in their own group. Like this. Because the eyes can form their own group, and the O's can form their own group like that. It's just that they can't really do that, because if they did, they would have to overlap and do a bunch of random stuff. Although one thing that could happen is that, for example, if this went here, you can fit a black eye down there and it would work. And then the same for the white circle like this. The only issue is that in doing so, it's actually not working because the black circle has a tally mark on it, which none of the other circles have. And then you're missing... It's not you're missing anything, but it doesn't really form any group. Maybe I can move it around a bit? No. Well, that can form a group there. Yeah, but how do I form... I wonder if, like, if two... Oh gosh. If two sets touch each other, would that count as breaking the rule or not breaking the rule? You know. Does this count as breaking the rule or not? I'm not sure if it does, and it could. What else could this do? Well, something that could happen is you can form a group here instead. Hey, that solves it. Alright, so I guess touching sets touching each other is fine. There is no explicit rule to prevent that. Okay. That's one solved. I hope the puzzles are not going to be all like this, because this is borderline just guess and it's just trial and error. I think it's fine 5 sets. Now that we know sets can touch each other. It's fine 5 sets. Yeah, because there are 15 glyphs and 15 purple squares, so you just have to fit everything in here. At least this is slightly more understandable as to what the puzzle is trying to do, since I know the structure. There's no overlapping at all. I mean, there could be overlapping, but overlapping gives you a lot of irregular shapes, which prevents a 15 or your 3x5 from, you know, happening. Alright, so we have 2 pluses, as per usual. We have a lack of pluses most of the time, because that was like the third shape to come along. So the pluses must all be part of a group of 3 different shapes. Same for eyes actually, we only have 2 eyes. So now we can try doing that. Let's try putting the eyes and the pluses together. So here you can see we have like markings on the sides as well. We have one right marking, one left marking, and one with no marking. So an eye has to go with a plus, and the third shape will have to be the one with the right marking for this set. I can group them by shape, or by color, but another possibility is by grouping them in terms of distinct colors, so that each of them will need a white circle. If I were to do that, then the 2 white circles I will need is one right side and one no side. And they all have no tally marks, so it's all the zeros. The 1s and 2s... Actually, the 1s and 2s are also somewhat alone, so you have to group those as well. Let's put them aside and see what we can do with those for the moment. So the 1s and 2s include 1 left and 1 none, so we need 1 right. This is a right, but the other right is here. Wait, so the 1 has to match with a... Oh, the 1 can match with the 2. These 2 can match. It doesn't have to necessarily match another 1. It can match with like this, which is what allows us to not need to use a right side. So I'm making sure that the sides are all the same. So this is a set, and so is something like, you know, this. Okay, which means this has to go out. Same for that. Okay. So we have 1 right side. Oh, okay, so if this fits here, then that essentially means that this has to be the one that comes out. The one that's the right side. And if that's true, then it has to be 3 different colors, because there are no white crosses or white eyes. So this is one set essentially. Sorry, one set is the plus, it's not the eye. This is one set essentially. Then this and this has to form another set with a white circle with no sides, which also exists. And the last 3 do form their own set as well, which are the same shape but different colors and different sides. Same amount of tally marks. Alright, cool, and I can just fit the rest in as per normal. And order doesn't matter here, so it's fine however I put this. Am I hearing voices in the music? There you go. Nice puzzle. Just 5 sets. I think this one was a more logically deducible puzzle. So I preferred this puzzle over the previous one. Anyway. Okay, we have only 4 sets here, so this is slightly more manageable than the first puzzle, hopefully. But we do have all 4 attributes to work with, so that might make for something more special. Now I do want to know if it's just possible to find 4 sets immediately that don't overlap or that don't intersect. Let's take stock. Okay, I'm gonna take stock by shape, because shape is like the easiest to see. These 2 are identical glyphs actually, but that wouldn't form okay, so I think we have 3 of each shape, but as I've said, the eyes don't match because the eyes are not all of distinct colors. The pluses also don't match up because the pluses are not all of distinct sides. So each of these have to match with... Okay, I say each of these has to match with a circle 1, but all the circles have 1 on them. So I feel like this is... The fact that the 1s are there doesn't really make any sense anymore, because that doesn't limit anything. Once you know that you must form 3 sets of different shapes plus 1 set of circles. The fact that the tally marks are there literally does not tell you anything anymore. So, okay. We have all of these being... Okay, all of the pluses are grey. So the plus grey that sides with the grey eye has to be with a grey circle. And because... Okay, well, it could be a grey eye and then a plus with a side plus a circle with the other side. Or it could be all three that just don't have sides. However, I do want to note that as for circles, because we still need one set of circles alone, right? We have 4 that are left facing, 1 that's right facing, and 1 that's non-facing. 4 right facing, 1 that's left facing, and 1 that's non-facing. I'm going to call this non-facing because it's not facing any direction. Which means that because this left side is not going to be part of this group, right? Is it? I mean, it could be actually. But if it were, that would then imply that this is also part. Which makes sense. But that kind of breaks a little bit. Yeah, because you need 2... Oh wait, hold on. Something else has just occurred to me that something might be wrong here. Because don't I need 2 circles to complete these sets? 2 white circles, I mean. And I only have 1. Like, the grey plus and the black eye imply that you need a white circle. Because they are distinct colors. Unless I'm like tripping and the colors are not working out in my eyes. This fits, right? This doesn't fit because of shape, but it would fit by color. So how does this work then? Do the eyes... Are the eyes part of a group? What? How do the black eyes do anything? Oh, intersection. Alright, I realize that now. It is intersection. Okay. So, because we know that these must all be of different sets, this set here will require a white. Actually, both would require white. These are identical, so... So, in theory, if these two are identical, and they must be connected by this by a single white circle, then the counterpart must also be identical, which gives you this, and hence a cross formation. That's your cross. Wait a minute, no, something's wrong. Something's quite wrong. Because this doesn't fit at all. It doesn't just have to... Yeah, they're not all different. Oh, ooh. So how do I do this? How do I do this? What? This must be with a plus, which must be with a circle. And because the circle is white... Oh, it can do this. It doesn't have to cross at the circle. I mean, it can cross at the circle, but if it crosses at the circle... Wait, but only one of the lines will work. The other one wouldn't, right? How does the other one fit then? Sorry, I was gonna grab... I want to collect snacks for myself. Anyway, I'm back. Yeah, so problem still remains. You can form one set like this, and this set is already pretty constrained. There's like no other way to replace anything in this set, I'm almost certain. So the question is, how do you form a second set with this eye? Because we know an eye has to be with a plus. An eye has to be in a set of 3 distinct shapes, right? And an eye has to be with a plus. If an eye is with a plus, then it must naturally also be with a circle. And if the eye and the plus are black and grey, the circle must be white. And there's only one white circle, so something like this has to happen. Oh, I know. It's a trick that's been used before. This is how it's done. If you have 2 identical glyphs, you almost certainly have to do this trick. This was in a puzzle that was like... This is a puzzle that was featured a while ago in the main campaign. Main campaign? Yeah, it's kind of messed up, but it's basically stacking this onto this. And I guess it's just some random edge case that was a thing. But now that I think this might be the only way we can actually resolve this over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on top, just to make it a lot easier for us to see what's going on there. How are the rest going to fit down here? Because we have 8 left, so is it 3 sets of 4? I say 3 sets of 4 because we have another set of 2 here, and then another set of 2 identical glyphs over here. Okay, but the issue is that this wouldn't work because the center will be requiring 1 iron, 1 plus, and that doesn't happen. So it's not 2 more sets of 4. It could be 1 more set of 4. So like 1 more set of 4 could be... Actually no, because everything else is unsided. Okay. Okay, what I can do is actually put this in the center. Because I can form something that looks like... No, these are all... Wait, no. These are all... No. No. These are all left-sided. I need a right-sided. Either I need a right-sided, which does exist, and the right-sided has to therefore do that. Or blank-sided. So does something like... I need the black square to go in instead. That works. And then you can form this going down here. Okay. And then you can probably do the same with the rest, I think. I guess you can shift everything up. So actually the plus and the I... no, something's kind of off a little bit. Right, is something off? I think something's very slightly off with this solution. Actually, okay, something like this will work. No? Alright, because it's one. It's 1 grey and 1. So we know the plus is to go with I, which is the thing, like... The plus is to go with the I, right? Does it? Yes, it does. And if so... I mean, something that would work is if the... Okay, something that would work if it was down here instead. Using the circle there to form your next group of 4. Yeah. And then I think I know where the last set is gonna be. It's gonna be here. Cool. Alright, so this ended up resolving itself quite nicely. So yeah, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sets of 4 here, as opposed to the regular 4 that we expected. It's 8 sets of 4, which 8 sets of 3, which is actually a lot more than I would have expected. So cool. Alright, satisfying enough ending. It's basically a very big development into the 4 in a row aspect of the puzzle, which only showed up once in the main game, but now we're getting through the implications of that. Nice. Alright, and the typical find a set kind of puzzle. Find any 2 sets. And we have a lot of glyphs to sort of confuse us, but find 2 sets. Alright, let's take stock by shape again. How many of each shape do we have? Can we logically figure this out? And then within each shape, I can probably order by color. So, alright. Are there more of each or are there an equal amount? Okay, it looks like there are an equal amount of each color as for circles. In fact, this is true... which I don't know, but each of the same color produces Okay, I know the sides are not working out here though, so there's only one blank for circle. And if you look at the blank, it's a 1. If you take the other ones, it doesn't work. If you take a 2 and a 0, it also wouldn't work because the 2 and 0s are all on the same side. Either that or you take this 2, which is requiring, you know. Sorry, I'm yapping a bit there. Oh, we only have 2 eyes. Interesting. And we have 9 of everything else. Okay. We also seem to have a lot more black and grey of the plus shapes. Okay, so 2 sets. 2 sets. Could they each have 1 eye? I feel like that would be ideal, but not necessarily. Only one of the eyes are used. But okay, let's try and find a set using this eye first then, since this is the least numerous. Take the eyes. We need a circle and a plus as a result. The circle and the plus have to be, well, they could be of the same color. But if they were the same color, you would have to take this. And if you were to take this, you would also take a circle eye, and the sides don't work. So they're probably of different color. Same is true for this eye over here. So yeah, so different color. Let's try a gray circle and a black plus. Maybe sides are easier. Okay, well, I notice now that all the grays and the blacks are all sided in some way. So to match this, they would therefore ought to be the same side because there are no grays and blacks that are of no sides. So they would have to be all right. Yeah, they would just have to be all right for here and all left for here. So can I find something that fits? And the answer is... Alright, I should really put this in a different order because I'm trying to like... Yeah, I need to put I just need to put in the same order, the black, white, sorry, grey, white, black. So it's easier for me to compare. So I can look at this and then the last column because that's how I intuitively... Alright, so this, and 0. That is one set. That is one set. Wait, yeah, that is one set. So different color, different shape, different tally marks, and 1. Okay, so that's one set, but the problem might be that this prevents another set from being makeable. But let's see if I can find another set with this one now. So for the same reason, it has to be 2 left-sided black and grays from the bottom here. So looking at the left-sided, it's this and this. No, it's this and no. Okay, so no sets are possible here. I sort of just did that by, you know, checking each one. And if I checked each one, I would then find that for this round, all the ones are facing right, which wouldn't match with this. So no, this actually fails, which means that our next option is either that this doesn't work, this set doesn't work, or I have to find sets within these shapes. And now because we have no eye, they must be all the same shape. So let's try and find a set within here first. Supposing this white plus is used, it has to be 3 different colors, and therefore 3 different sides. Okay, and I do not have a set. It's either all ones or not all ones. The thing is... Oh wait, doesn't this work? This is a set, right? That's a set. Yeah, that's a set. So that solves it. Huh, nice. Alright, that's a set, and then below is a set, so I think we solved this. Nice. Alright, there you go. That's all you have for glyphs, but glyphs are pretty normal anyway. Alright, so plus 9 NS bolt. Okay. Plus 9 NS bolt. Okay, let's go back. I mean, we didn't really spend too long on this, so... I mean, we did spend about 30 minutes. Most of it was spent on the first puzzle, actually. And maybe the third one. Let's take a little peek into pylons and see if we can get anything easy done first. Alright, the pylon secret is 1019Y. Okay, 1019Y. I do know pylons are pretty tough though. Just because, you know, we buried this place so that it could be forgotten. Completion of these 4 trials were awarded with secret fragment. Alright, 4 trials as well. Wait, what is the... I didn't read the... We buried this place so it could be forgotten, I see. Because they learned the truth. They learned what the actual truth was, and then they just left. They said, nope, and then they left. Alright, so pylons are basically wires. You send signals through sources, which are the lit up ones, and the receivers have to receive them. The X's cannot receive any signals. These are clockwise and anti-clockwise rotations. So a right turning, if you look upwards, a right turning is a clockwise and a left turning is anti-clockwise. So how I think I might want to do this is... this going here, which would mean that this is to go here. This goes there, and I think that should solve it. Yeah, I think this should solve it. I just need to do a lot of rearrangement. So this slides in there. Oh, that's not true. Because what goes in here, this experiencing a leftward turn goes here. Same for this. This experiencing a rightward turn goes here as well. So they almost all of them need to experience a leftward turn to reach... Wait, it needs to be a flip. So... Okay, so this can experience a leftward turn, but then... Wait, so currently... They all need left turns. Unless this goes here. If this goes here, then this will require a right turn. This will require a left turn. This will require a left turn. Alright, so... Okay, got it. If so... This has to be blank. This goes here... Wait, no, I'm very confused now. Cause I know this has to make a right turn. This goes left and this goes left. But the problem is, how would this go here? It would be this that goes here, right? And would therefore have to make a right turn like so. So now this is going here. Well, the problem is that how does this get hit and then... The other option is if it were 3, like... If somehow putting this 4 in a certain order allows for like a triple bend. A triple bend is a zigzag-ish pattern. Alright, so let's try alternating these. And seeing how that works out. Yep, that solves it. So I didn't even have to like figure out what each of these like are doing at the moment. I just had to sort of guess what so I have to just guess like what, you know, these guys, their overall job basically. Alright. How bad is this? Oh gosh, this is really bad. Okay, but it looks like we need basically all 4. Okay, so this thing is a portal. We need 4 entrances to the portal basically. And that's why we have 3 branches. 3 branches producing 4 lines. Alright, each branch separates it left and right. So I think ideally here is I draw a circuit map that shows how the things have to be connected and see if I can form some sort of similarity, some sort of similar structure in the puzzle here. If it's facing up, how to get into a portal that in all directions from a source that's facing up. Well, very firstly, you either need to turn or you need to split. And I think the answer is possibly a turn followed by a split, because it means something goes up, right? And a split brings you left and right, but not upwards. So let's try a turn followed by a split. So give you one that goes up and one that goes down. Another turn going to split will not hit your portal. You actually need 2 turns. And then another split. Actually, that split will hit a left or right. And actually, I think I can do that multiple times. The only issue is that it uses way too many turns of one direction. So currently, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In fact, it uses 7 turns. So, oh, it doesn't use. Does it use 7 turns? Okay, so maybe something is wrong here. If it uses 7 turns. Yeah, there could be so much more to this, honestly. Alright, what else can I do then? I can do an upward into a branch. I haven't thought about that. Let's try an upward into a branch. Okay. Each of them can rotate, and each of the branches can rotate to face upwards, and both of them will rotate in different ways. So let's go. Uses rotations of different directions. If they branch, the problem is that if they branch, it will just lead into more. I mean, one of them has to branch is what I think the answer is, and then one of them will branch into the portal. The other one can go up, I think. Actually, one can already go into the portal, the other one can branch. The problem is that if you end off with a branch, right, there's always something that's going to go wrong. Like, for instance, in this solution that I'm workshopping right now, nothing goes upwards in the portal just yet. Which is why I was thinking that you definitely have to have a first rotation followed by, followed by a branch so that something can go up into the portal. But at least a downwards, and downwards are pretty tough to work with. The result is that I get 3 lines in, but the last line is pointing away from the portal, and so I need a lot of extra help to Another thing is I can do is send a branch into a branch, and then that could just explode the solution. But I think my brain's fizzling out a little bit, so why don't we call it an episode here? Yeah, we'll come back to this eventually, and I'll see if there's anything cool I can figure out here. Alright, well, yeah, with that we've made it through more than one section already, which is good for me, but this is going to be pretty tough. Yeah, I gotta stay tuned for that. Until then, though, hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.